Welcome to Hypothetically Speaking, a channel that doesn't offer final answers, but offers possibilities. Here we explore new ways of seeing reality, ideas that twist, bend, and expand perspectives. Today, I want to share something very personal with you: the way I see consciousness. I've never really felt like I was aging. My body has changed, of course. It grew from a baby to a child, then to a teenager, and later an adult. And now, yes, the body shows signs of age. But the me that is aware, the consciousness behind it all, it has always felt the same, constant, untouched. I never once felt like I was truly a baby, or a teenager, or an old person. The conscious self in me has been steady, as if outside time. And that made me realize consciousness can't just be something the body or brain produces. It doesn't fit. The body or brain ages, but the conscious I does not. The body or brain is subject to entropy, decline, decay, but the experiencer or consciousness is not. So here is my idea. Consciousness is not a product of the body or the brain. It does not arise merely from the triggering of bodily senses or the firing of neurons in the brain. It is a standalone, independent, existential entity. The body is only a tool, an instrument of life. It carries with it all the senses: eyes to see, ears to hear, skin to feel, a tongue to taste, and a nose to smell, like sensors on a machine. The brain processes those signals, translates them, then broadcasts them outward. But who receives those broadcasts? Who makes sense of them? Who decides what to do in response? That is consciousness, always consciousness, the true being behind the biological machine. And that means the body is not truly independent. Without consciousness, it is nothing more than a machine: eyes that do not see, ears that do not hear, a brain that does not know. Only when consciousness takes hold does the body truly come alive. Now let me take you further back before birth, because I don't see consciousness starts when we are born. I see it joins the body sometime during pregnancy. At first, the fetus doesn't have working senses, so consciousness can't receive much. It's present, but quiet. Still, faint impressions may slip through. I know this because, when I was a toddler, I often dreamed of floating in dark, fluid spaces. The sensation of drifting, weightless, surrounded by shadows. To me, those weren't just dreams, they were experiences. Experiences of being conscious in the womb before birth. And from that moment on, I saw it clearly. Consciousness doesn't grow with the body, it simply works with whatever state the body is in. If the body is healthy and sharp, consciousness experiences life richly. If the body is limited or broken, consciousness still remains, only receiving less, experiencing less. But consciousness itself is never harmed, never changed. It's like music: the body is the instrument, consciousness is the musician. A damaged instrument might play out of tune, but the musician's essence stays the same. The music is limited, but not the musician. This idea, though personal, connects with many traditions. The Upanishads of India call the self, the Atman, eternal and unchanging. Buddhist teachers speak of pure awareness, untouched by identity. And even in modern science, philosophers and neuroscientists still wrestle with the hard problem of consciousness. Why does subjective experience exist at all if the brain is only matter? For me, the answer is simple. Consciousness does not arise from matter, it is its own reality. You will never find consciousness inside the brain. It doesn't begin with birth, and it doesn't end with death. The body changes, and it divides us by age, gender, race. The body suffers and decays, but consciousness has no age, no gender, no race. Consciousness is timeless. And that is why, deep down, I feel the same today as I always have. The body has walked through many stages of life. But the conscious me has not aged a single moment. Consciousness does not emerge, it does not fade, it simply is. Now let's explore the ethical implications of this profound hypothesis. If consciousness is not the product of the body, but its governing essence, then what follows for the way we treat one another? Much of human behavior is shaped by social divisions: race, religion, class, wealth, gender, education. People elevate themselves, exclude others, exploit the weak, and justify aggression because they believe the differences are fundamental. But these are not fundamental truths. They are external conditions, consequences of the body and the experiences it has gone through. At the level of consciousness, none of these divisions exist. Consciousness is ageless, genderless, raceless, timeless, which means at the core we are all the same. So how should this realization change us? First, rethink harm and power. When someone uses their strength, wealth, or status to harm another, whether by exploitation, oppression, or cruelty, they are blind to the truth. They may believe they have the upper hand, but the one they harm is not truly other. That person is the same essence, the same consciousness, simply experiencing life through a different vessel. To aggress upon them is, in a deeper sense, to aggress upon oneself. Second, to call to compassion. Now think of the vulnerable, the pauper on the street, the disabled, the mentally challenged, the forgotten elderly, the sick. If we only see them with the eyes of the world, they look like strangers, perhaps even burdens. But if we look with the eyes of consciousness, they are us, the same timeless awareness, only caught in harder predicaments. That recognition should not leave us indifferent. It should stir empathy, sympathy, mercy. When you see a beggar shivering in the rain, remember, that is consciousness, the same as you, enduring suffering through that body. When you see someone disabled, think, that is the same awareness, limited by an instrument that is broken or incomplete. To ignore them is to deny our shared essence. To comfort them, even a little, is to honor the consciousness you share. And third, to see beyond appearances. The body creates illusions, faces, colors, voices, languages, and conditions. But if you strip all of that away, every person you meet is consciousness, the same as you. The true encounter is not between skin and skin, but between essence and essence. And once you see this clearly, prejudice collapses, pride softens, hatred dissolves. You can no longer reduce another person to their body, status, or culture. You see them for what they truly are, consciousness clothed in circumstance. So this is the ethical heart of the hypothesis. Understanding consciousness as standalone is not just a theory about what we are, it is a guide to how we should live. To harm another is to harm yourself. To comfort another is to comfort yourself. To see another is to see yourself. At the level of consciousness, there is no them, there is only us. Thank you for watching Hypothetically Speaking, where every idea is an open door and every question is worth asking. If this idea resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's expand our vision of the human nature together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next idea. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and live in hypothetical wisdom, for that is one of the profound natures of being a human.